people and spend hours with them just to talk about social, how they can improve their brand, how they can, you know, market better, that kind of thing. So, so it's been all about about providing value and making sure that the people that you work with in your network are getting useful information out of you. Otherwise, what's the point of following you? What's the point of engaging?
Yeah, that's really cool. There's so now I gotta ask this question because you've actually been doing some great work, and you got hired on by the time it was BMC Software because of a campaign that you had noticed by Lindsay Blackwell beforehand. So can you share with us about her unique job strategy that helped you land that work at BMC Software beforehand?
Yeah, so back in 2011, I saw a job posting for the first social media director at the University of Michigan. And my wife at the time was from Michigan and actually from the area. So we thought, well, that would be really cool. It's digital, digital media, digital strategy, social, and it's also in the geographic area where she was from. So we could get back to her family, and obviously the University of Michigan, they're a huge sports powerhouse. They've got a huge legacy when it comes to football, and they also have a great business school. They've got a great university there as well. So I saw that they had this opening, and I filled out an application. I had a resume that was 2 pages plus a cover letter plus a professional biography. So I put together a 30, 60, 90-day plan. I basically submitted a 10-page resume packet to them. And my wife was like, "You're totally, putting way too much into this. They're going to, pass you over because you're trying too hard." And a couple months later, I hadn't heard from them at all. So I was trying to find out if they had hired someone. So I went online and Googled for, University of Michigan Director of Social Media, and this website came up. It was called DearLisaRuckers.com, and Lisa was the Vice President of Global Communications for the University of Michigan. So this was a microsite that was designed to get the attention of the hiring manager for this position, and it was a girl by the name of Lindsay Blackwell that had created it. She was fresh out of college. She attended the university. She, at the time, worked at the Ann Arbor Symphony Orchestra, and she was, a native Michigander, and she was just really, really into applying for this position. So I was amazed. I thought this was perfect. It's a great place to kind of showcase your skills when it comes to attracting media attention, as well as creating websites and coming up with a campaign that really brought the attention of the hiring manager. So I started tweeting, "Hey, this is a great idea. Check this out." And she got a lot of local news attention for that. So I wrote a blog post. I emailed her some questions and basically did a Q&A type blog post. You can check it out on my blog at ericttung.com, and just talked about, hey, this is how you do it. This is how you can get in front of people. This is how you can attract attention. And within a couple months, National Public Radio had noticed it from some of my tweets, and they ended up interviewing her as well. And she kind of became a little bit of a case study in how to apply for jobs in this new kind of digital social era. So she ended up getting a first round interview and did not end up getting the job finally. But because of her engagement, because of her campaign, she ended up getting a pretty high-profile digital job in the space at an agency in Michigan. So in the end, it did help her end up getting a job, even though it wasn't the one that she was looking for. So because of that blog post, someone from BMC Software actually saw that and commented that they had a social media job position, and they were trying to figure out how to get people to apply for it with the same enthusiasm that Lindsay did for the University of Michigan position. So the person was, a marketing manager.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so she was a marketing manager at BMC, and we went back and forth a couple times, and with this social media position that they had open, I don't remember if I applied for that one or not, but basically, I mean, we stayed in touch, and a couple months later, they had a different social media position open that I applied for, and I ended up at BMC because of that. So I basically became the first digital hire for BMC Software. My hiring manager actually posted a YouTube video talking about some of the requirements and preferences for the position he had open. And I tweeted him back. I remember specifically it was on a Saturday. I tweeted him and said, "Hey, let's talk about this and see what you want, what you're looking for." And he tweeted me back. We called each other, and within a few weeks, I had gotten an offer from BMC. So that was about 4 years ago now already. And you had Lindsay on your podcast 3 or 4 years ago, and since then it's been a pretty crazy ride. And as of about 10 days ago, I was laid off. So I'm kind of on the flip side of that again, is how can we take a look at using social media, digital, and use all of that to create a campaign that draws the attention and gets your message and your story out in front of the people that you want to see it.
Okay, so now let's lead up to this right now. I've seen your slideshare of campaign, and it's really awesome. So can you share with us about can you share more about how long did it take for you to put work into it, and then we can chat later about strategies for anyone really, and how to gain work or clients.
Yeah, definitely. So it was 2 Fridays ago that I was notified around 11:30 a.m. Central Time. So basically, I was on a conference call and with my VP, and then this other HR person came on, and then they basically told me that. So I had a couple things to do before I could leave. Right, I needed to make sure that everyone had the login information and that everything could continue on the way that it's supposed to. And so I made sure to email them all that information back, and my email shut off, and then I got admin. I don't know if that's a word. I got removed as an administrator on the social media accounts. So that evening, I sat down and really I just started blogging. I went to LinkedIn. I used the LinkedIn Pulse blogging platform, and just said, hey. And I did it mostly because it's what I was familiar with, right? So I said, hey, I'm looking for a job. Here's what happened. Here's a little bit of my experience. Let me know if you can help me. And that blog post has gotten nearly 4,000 views in the last 10 days. And I only have 6,200 LinkedIn connections. So, lots of different people shared it. A lot from my old employer had shared it. A lot of people on Facebook that worked with me shared it. So it was just amazing to see the amount of support and help that people I had previously worked with that they were offering. So it was just amazing to see that come out. So I started #HireEric, and it was actually used on Twitter previously, but not to this extent. So there were people that have been using it for the last few years, just kind of on a one-off basis. But I posted on I've posted 4 or 5 posts on LinkedIn now. I've had an ongoing presence on Twitter talking about some of my experience. as well as some recommendations that people had typed out for me. I took those and put those in a slide share, and then also posted those individually by the image on Twitter. I've been, ongoing on Facebook as well, and then also on Instagram. So I've been, trying to go all across, and in Snapchat too. So basically, if you're connected to me in any way, the idea was to get in front of people and say, hey, I'm looking for a position. Let me know if you have something. And I heard somewhere that like 80% of positions are filled from word of mouth. So these aren't positions that are posted online, but rather, somebody knows somebody that would be a great, candidate for this position. So that's where I was trying to go, was to really kind of hit that demographic. And, being one of the more senior social media people in Houston, it's really hard to find openings that fit that experience level, right? So there's lots of, on LinkedIn right now, there's probably 6 or 8 kind of social media intern positions. There's probably 8 or 10 different kind of social media positions in general, but there isn't really kind of a digital strategist, a digital director, or anything like that, where you have kind of a higher level, more senior position. So I was reaching out to kind of my friends in the space to say, people I've worked with in the past, some of these people are presidents at different companies now, right? At different software companies. Some of them are vice presidents of sales at other software companies. Some of them are social media strategists. Some of them are just authors or networkers and connectors that are, they have lots of people within their network. So, I reached out to a lot of these people and said, hey, can you, do you have any contacts I can reach out to? And do you know of any positions that are hiring? And let me know, connect me with them, and I appreciate your help. So it's been a really interesting ride so far, just in the last 10 days or so, to see the huge number of people that have reached out. I had to start a notebook, just to keep track of everyone I owed lunch to, and everyone that wanted a resume. So, I'm like 5 or 6 pages in now, trying to keep track of all the different moving pieces of all the people that are trying to help out. So, check out hashtag Hire Eric on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.